As you might have heard, Sony has reportedly cancelled 2 PlayStation games. Both are live service games, one from Bend Studio and the other one from Bluepoint Games. This report comes from Bloomberg and Jason Schreier. It is true that both of these games haven't officially been announced before, but everyone knew they existed. We never knew what Bluepoint Games were working on, but they were working on something. There were various rumors and reports on it being a new IP, but with the Bloomberg report we know that it was a God of War live service game. When I saw that news, I was disappointed. Another live service game from a PlayStation studio? And how can you even make God of War into live service? God of War Ascension had a multiplayer mode, but is that what you think fans want? There isn't any information on it currently apart from being a God of War game. But I did notice that the Leviathan axe was on the Bluepoints Christmas card, so it does prove this report to be true. I'm guessing the game will have had live service elements rather than being a full multiplayer game, but man, I don't fucking know. It's just ridiculous to turn God of War of all franchises into live service. Was it supposed to be a God of War prop hunt game set in the 9 realms? To be honest, that would be a fun mode to play. But in all seriousness, Bluepoint is good at remastering and remaking games. And PlayStation is sitting on an IP goldmine. Why not just let them choose a classic game from your catalog and remake it? A God of War Trilogy remaster would have been the perfect choice. But it doesn't matter anymore, the game has been cancelled. I'm guessing they are also working on a new IP because people who work at Bluepoint Games are talented and those guys deserve to make something new and unique, not a live service flop based on a legendary game franchise. And Bend Studio, man, I feel so bad for them as well. Their game has been leaked before as there were screenshots from it, so we have sort of an idea what it could be. I won't show the screenshots, but it looked like a sci-fi third-person shooter and surprise surprise, a live service game. Bend Studio did such a great job with Days Gone, and it's a shame we won't see their new game possibly until the PS6 era. Sony refused to greenlight a Days Gone sequel and now cancelled their new live service game. I just fear that Bend Studio might get shut down. I know the reports that the studios won't shut down, but you never know. Although sadly I am expecting a lot of layoffs, which is very unfortunate. I really don't get Sony. Why not greenlight a Days Gone sequel? Maybe Bend aren't interested in a sequel, but then why is there talks of a Days Gone remaster and a Days Gone film adaptation? Sony is really milking this game without offering fans a well-earned sequel. The first game sold quite a bit of units. It's not like it was an outright failure. All this time, effort and resources just wasted. And this brings me to my real issue with PlayStation. Their strategy with the PS5 console generation. It's all over the place. Thanks to Jim Ryan, there were tons of live service games in development. Helldivers 2, Gran Turismo 7, MLB The Show, Concord, Fair Games from Haven Studios, Marathon from Bungie, Horizon Multiplayer, unannounced games such as Insomniac's Spider-Man Online game, Last of Us Online, Twisted Metal Online game from Firesprite, Gummy Bears from a new studio, and so much more. Only 4 of these got released. Helldivers 2, MLB The Show, Gran Turismo 7 and Concord, which we know what happened with that. Like, not every franchise needs a live service game. Jim Ryan pushed for this strategy, and apart from Helldivers 2, it just flopped. Most of the games are cancelled. All the talent is just wasted in making a game that was pointless instead of making what PlayStation does best, great single player games. I'm not against multiplayer games, but we need to find a balance. I get that he was trying to chase a trend and make money for Sony, but 12 live service games in development at the same time is just fucking ridiculous. And Herman Host. I can't blame him much because he's dealing with what Jim Ryan has left PlayStation with. I feel like he's cancelling these live service games to course correct, but everything is a mess under him now. He does need to clearly set a path for PlayStation, and sadly hasn't. All we are getting is more Horizon games. Not to anyone's surprise, the Horizon multiplayer game isn't cancelled and might come this year. He was the head of Guerrilla Games before becoming the head of PlayStation after all. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge PlayStation fan, but I'm so disappointed with PlayStation this generation. The games they have released are great, but the whole live service push, turning their existing franchises into multiplayer games and then cancelling them after years of work put into it, wasting all the time and resources of their talent, just left a sour taste in my mouth. I don't even know if we will see Fair Games at this point. That might get cancelled too. Luckily this year has Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2, but the future ahead is unclear. What do you think of this situation? Are you disappointed with PlayStation as much as I am? Let me know down below and I'll see everyone on the next video.